All three poets are here. So yeah, welcome everybody to this is I think the second or the third. This is the second poetry reading. Welcome to New Language. Uh, we have three very exciting poets today lined up for you in the first section, and we have a second session which is an open session. So I'll just start by introducing the three poets. We have Srividya Shivkumar reading poetry for us today. Hi Srividya. Your audio is on mute. Yeah. Sorry for the technical glitches.
No worries.
Yeah.
Hi everybody. Good evening.
Hi, Srividya. We have Raju Tai, whose audio is also on mute. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. Good evening.
And we have Vimal Chitra.
हेलो सभी को मेरा सलाम.
Great. So I'll just say a little bit about today's event and about Poetly. For those of you who know, who've been seeing the posts on Instagram, on the newsletter, on the website. Poetly is a platform where I do poetry and commentary. The idea is to have a nice community of people who are serious about poetry, who are looking for feedback, who are looking to create together, and also to respond to poetry with sensitivity and care. Right. That's what Poetly is about. It started as a project. It's a poem a day, and it has evolved into various forms. As you see, we have events now. We have different. I curate other poets as well. The three poets who are featured here are very close to Poetly's heart. They have been a part of the journey, and I have met two of them after launching after Poetly started. So I mean, I keep saying this all the time. The fact that Poetly brings together diverse people from different parts of the country and even in other countries. That's at the heart of this endeavor, right? That we have people who are coming together for the cause of poetry, right? Today's event, is called New Language. I'm quoting from a poem written by Raju Tai, who you will hear soon. It's here to mark 1 year of Poetly, essentially. So it's been a year since I started this, and many people have got together. To be honest, I thought we should have this event because I wanted to raise my own spirits and also raise spirits around. I know that people respond and get very emotional about poetry, and every time I've done poetry readings, and every time we've come together, हमारा मतलब बहुत अच्छा रहा है, and I've made new friends, and so that's why this reading, and we are going through. These are interesting times, to put it mildly, and poetry for me at least, it has been a source of solace and comfort, and I hope you draw meaning and joy from this event. You can check the Instagram page for any sort of future updates. You can join. There is a newsletter which is on Substack. I mean, there are links all over the place. If you want to know more, you can write in. Yeah. So as I said, today's event will be broken up into two parts. The first part is we'll start with Vimal Chitra. So Vimal, yeah. Vimal is actually one of the people who I met in Poetly after starting Poetly. Common friends, and that community that forms around poetry. I'll do a short introduction, one which where of course Vimal's introduction in his own words, but also a response to his own writing. So in Poetly, I do a short commentary with the poetry. I wanted to also add that in the introductions to the various poets. We've featured the three poets quite often in Poetly. So I'll read out my personal relationship with Vimal's writing. I'm absolutely thrilled today to share the work of a young poet who I met through poetry and through the persistent creeper of shared love for artistic truth that curls between poets and friends. Vimal Chitra's poems don't sugarcoat it. There are no frills, no curved edges and child locks. just the bare nakedness of knowing, feeling, and having seen. For the poet, poetry becomes the one real shot, an impulsive jolt of meaning that winds around its centrifugal energy every last stain of life. Nothing more or less than speaking. This is what I want to leave you with today as I share his words. Vimal Chitra is an Indian filmmaker and an Urdu poet. He is graduated from the Satyajit Ray Film and Television Institute of India in direction and screenplay writing. Though Vimal is currently working in the film industry of Bombay, his art and heart throb in central India, where he hails from. विमल यार मतलब बहुत खुशी हो रही है तुमको इंट्रो करके. इंट्रो उतना अच्छा नहीं है जितना तुम लिखते हो, पर देख लेते हैं. तुम्हारा ऑडियो म्यूट में है भाई, जरा देखिए. Sumit, can you just have a look? Yeah, can hear you now.
Yeah. So ऐसा नहीं है, इंट्रोडक्शन अच्छा ही है. I like the introduction. So yeah.
Vimal, can I borrow just 1 minute before you start reading?
Yes.
Most of the people have just joined in right now. One statutory announcement, like everybody currently, whoever who's joining this meeting, are on mute. So after like 5-10 minutes, when Vimal starts reading poetry, we will allow all the participants to unmute themselves. But it is required when a poet is reading his poetry, please don't disturb, don't switch on your camera, or don't unmute your mic, because then you won't enjoy his reading. That's it. Thank you.
He won't enjoy his reading. सही है विमल भाई, over to you.
तो शुरू करना है.
हाँ.
तो मेरे यहाँ कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है, तो मजदूर काम कर रहे हैं. आई होप डिस्टर्ब नहीं हो रहा हो.
नहीं तुम
हो रहा है,
सुनाई दे रहा है तुम्हारा जो.
ओके अच्छा. तो ये एकदम नई पोएम है, कुछ दिनों पहले लिखी है. इसका टाइटल, इसका उन्वान है बीड़ी मजदूर. तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि आज का पोएट्री का सेशन इससे शुरू किया जाए. और इतने सारे लोग आए हैं, मुझे इतनी खुशी हो रही है इन सबको देख के. सभी लोगों का खैर मकदम है और सभी लोगों का बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत है. और ये बीड़ी मजदूर मैं सुनाता हूँ आपको. समात फरमाए. इतनी देर क्यों लगती है मजदूर तक कुछ भी पहुंचने में? इतनी देर क्यों लगती है मजदूर तक कुछ भी पहुंचने में? मजदूर तो कुछ भी पहुंचाने में देर नहीं करते, वो तो बड़ी मुस्तैदी से करते हैं काम. इतनी देर क्यों लगती है मजदूर तक कुछ भी पहुंचने में? मजदूर तो कुछ भी पहुंचाने में देर नहीं करते, वो तो बड़ी मुस्तैदी से करते हैं काम. चींटियों को इसलिए तो आप कहते हैं मजदूर चींटियां. फिर हर एक मदद तुम्हारी चींटियों के पास बारिश की तरह क्यों आती है? इतनी देर क्यों लगती है मजदूर तक कुछ भी पहुंचने में? मजदूर तो कुछ भी पहुंचाने में देर नहीं करते, वो तो बड़ी मुस्तैदी से करते हैं काम. चींटियों को इसलिए तो आप कहते हैं मजदूर चींटियां. फिर हर एक मदद तुम्हारी चींटियों के पास बारिश की तरह क्यों आती है? क्यों लग रही थी इतनी देर 10-10 के नोट गिनने में जो सिर्फ 10 थे? इतनी देर में तो मैं 100 बीड़ियों के 10 गुच्छे बना देता हूँ, जबकि मैं अभी 10 बरस का भी नहीं. क्यों लग रही थी इतनी देर 10-10 के नोट गिनने में जो सिर्फ 10 थे? इतनी देर में तो मैं 100 बीड़ियों के 10 गुच्छे बना देता हूँ, जबकि मैं अभी 10 बरस का भी नहीं. इस बैंक में जहां बीड़ी मजदूरों के बच्चों को मिल रही थी आर्थिक मदद 100 रुपए की, हम खड़े थे इंतजार में और मैं चाहता था पुकारा जाए मेरा नाम. इस बैंक में जहां बीड़ी मजदूरों को मिल रही थी आर्थिक मदद 100 रुपए की, हम खड़े थे इंतजार में और मैं चाहता था पुकारा जाए मेरा नाम. मुझे याद है तब एक विशालकाय धूप की नदी के पार था हमारा घर, और वहां तक हम जख्मी गोताखोरों की तरह धूप में तैर कर पहुंचे थे. धूप से सुन्न पड़ चुके थे हमारे हाथ. मैं चाहता था पुकारा जाए मेरा नाम और एक सन्नाटा हो. बड़े ही सम्मान से मैं काउंटर की तरफ जाऊं, तब पंखे की तेज हवा से गुजरते हुए मेरे चेती का पसीना सूख चुका हो. मैं चाहता था पुकारा जाए मेरा नाम और एक सन्नाटा हो. बड़े ही सम्मान से मैं काउंटर की तरफ जाऊं, तब पंखे की तेज हवा से गुजरते हुए मेरी चेटी का पसीना सूख चुका हो। मैं चाहता था मेरी माँ, जो बेंच पे जगह होने के बाद भी नीचे बैठी थी, उठ खड़ी हो और देखे मेरा नाम। मैं चाहता था मेरी माँ, जो बेंच पे जगह होने के बाद भी नीचे बैठी थी, उठ खड़ी हो और देखे मेरा नाम। किसी फिल्म के टाइटल की तरह म्यूजिक के साथ तेज रोशनी में प्रकट होता हुआ मेरा नाम बैंक के मेन गेट से आए, छोटे से बड़ा होता हुआ और बैंक में फैल जाए। मैं चाहता था जब हम पहुंचे घर तो हमें प्यास न लगी हो और हमारे हाथ ठंडे हो।
क्या बात है, क्या बात है, लवली ऑडियो।
और ये कंस्ट्रक्शन का साउंड लगातार आ रहा है,
नहीं नहीं,
उसके लिए माफी चाहूंगा।
आई थिंक यार लोगों को अनम्यूट करने का ऑप्शन दे दिया है। गाइस प्लीज जस्ट यूज योर डिस्क्रिप्शन इन टर्म्स ऑफ म्यूटिंग और अनम्यूटिंग योर ऑडियो। बट यार वाह वाही तो सुनाई दे सकती है आई थिंक विमल के लिए। बहुत बढ़िया बाबा, बहुत बढ़िया। So people are also I think it's nice, people are responding on chat as well to the poem. Vidya says very nice poem. Surendra Singh वाह, yeah, पढ़ सकते हैं आराम से, बहुत काफी कुछ है
यार। मैं मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि मैं चाहूंगा कि यहाँ कंस्ट्रक्शन का साउंड बहुत ज्यादा आ रहा है, मुझे डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है। वो लोग खत्म कर देंगे 5 मिनट में शायद, तो क्या कोई और पढ़ सकता है? तब तक शायद ये खत्म हो जाए, तो मैं बाद में फिर
ऐसे कर सकते
हैं
हैं।
क्या?
Raju, do you think we can do your reading?
Sure.
Does it sound good? ठीक है. So we'll come back to Vimal in some time and Srividya as well. Raju Tai. So yeah, as I said, Raju Tai has been a very, very integral part of Poetly right from the beginning. Great support, and she is one of my favorite poets. And it's a great joy to have her here. I'll just quickly read, I think, some extracts from an extract from, I think, the latest commentary, and then your introduction as well. Raju Tai's poetry is a kind of sensorium. Her words open their plumage the way the chorus of a love song outruns its excitement. Her poems are filled with delightful onomatopoeia that let you roll your tongue over the smooth sibilant sounds or trip on the deliberately jarring hard phonemes. Her fervent search for the essence of a word and the backstory of its birth within a cultural context opens up untrodden pathways that lead past the side chambers of relationship and the cornerstones of unbridled passion. She startles us with the everydayness of her metaphors and curious questions that pepper the imagination of a wandering mind that knows how to savor experience and translate it into poems with beating wings. Raju Tai is a writer, a teacher, and a writing teacher. Currently, she is teaching and designing the language curriculum at the SIF Scholars Program for under-resourced children in Bengaluru, SIFF. Right? She is overjoyed when kids and women write and surprise themselves. क्या बात है? तो हाँ यार, बहुत बढ़िया. I'm excited to hear you, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who have come now to listen to this. Over to you.
Yeah, Jinkya, there should be a separate category for the introductions and the captions and the generous words you use for other poets. It's like it has its own poetry. So thank you so much for that. And I want to start with a tiny couplet, which is a gift for poetry and the work that it's doing. So just 2 lines. Sometimes poems look like ladders. Sometimes poems look like ladders, and sometimes they really are. So thank you, Poetry, for saving us from so many snakes and giving us some ladders during these times and even before that. And despite Ajinkya's great introduction, well-written introduction, I would like to introduce myself through a poem titled Introduction. So this is me wanting to come close to you. Okay. Introduction. I am a handwriting trying to be a font, pressing backspace till I stop writing at all. I am a benne dosa posing as a savory crepe. I am a kadha, a herbal infusion, if you will. What name makes you drink me more?
क्या बात.
I'm the last page of my 8th standard rough notebook, dream doodling the cover of my own literary magazine. I am hurry when I meditate. I am nap when the world hustles. I am jelly around toned abs. And I am that torn family. And I am that torn family that stitches itself back for a quick photograph during Diwali. I am floppy disk obsolete and climate change relevant. I am floppy disk obsolete and climate change relevant. I am me and I am everyone, and I am the moon-kissed window between inner tussle and outer struggle. I am suggestible like paper. I am suggestible like paper, but fixated like a bad short story, and open like the kettle lip corner of an old person's mouth. Today, I am the counting that kisses fingers. Today, I am the counting that kisses fingers. Tomorrow, I am the wind kissing calendars. I write obvious things. I kiss cliche in poetry. I am just like this poem, odd and charming.
क्या बात. वाह.
वाह वाह वाह, क्या बात, वाह.
बहुत बढ़िया.
Thank you.
I think reading poetry is an art in itself as well. I mean, there are many famous poets who, when you hear them, sometimes you this thing. But I love the way Raju Tai reads poetry, and I mean, this poem says it all. Yeah, thank you. Raju Tai, would you like to read another poem?
Yeah, just one more, and then I can wait for the second round whenever that is.
Yeah, I just want to read one thing. Tushara says that took me on 10 different rides all in one poem. And yeah, Vimal, मैं बाद में बताता हूँ when you are reading. But yeah.
Yes. Okay. So there is another introduction for me. As Ajinkya said, that I am a teacher and a language teacher, and when I wrote this poem, I did not know that that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, this title is for my English teacher. This poem is for my English teacher. It's called English Teacher. In the caramel ambience of a multiplex lobby, she stands. Ruby-lipped English teacher from the previous decade. I look away instantly as if I am my own puppet. How should I greet her? Should I even meet her? And my English, it still buffers at 2G. My stutter bubbles, my tongue, it swells up, my forehead freezes like a tattered sari, and I see quick glances. Wait, she looks the same. She forgot her age at home, is it? After all those years of teaching that prophecy of a poem, Sylvia Plath's Nightmare. Her cheeks are glowing in the light of the sweet corn stall. Has anyone bothered to tell her Julius Caesar should have seen it coming? That Tagore was a closet capitalist? That Kamala Das also wrote poetry too hot for school textbooks? Does she know that I write, that I teach, that I have lost myself to the rewriting of a dictionary of desire, of discrimination, of the poetry of education and the education of poetry? That she is recalled as the midwife of my first poem, frozen in a memory I am not yet ready to thaw. I am not ready for this moment of awkward, hello ma'am, how are you? Yeah, so many years. Yeah, I'm trying to exercise ma'am, but no luck. I am actually preparing for some entrance exam. Yeah.
क्या बात है, वाह. Beautiful. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, Raju, I mean, you can, I'm sure, you can read the chats that people are responding to. They're very nice.
Yes.
धीरे-धीरे, and yeah, I would. Yeah, please respond in chat so that the poets can uh, can know what you're feeling and what they're doing. Vimal, I just wanted to read out what somebody has written for you. I think from Moti.
Yeah.
विमल बेचारा मजदूर ही क्यों, बदकिस्मती के मोड़ पे खड़े रह रहे हैं, जो भी मैं बनाता हूँ मुझे ही नहीं मिलता है सुकून लेने के लिए. विमल, you have touched a chord in my heart.
वाह, क्या बात
ये लिखा है. इतना प्यार मिल रहा है यार, अच्छा लग रहा है लोगों को.
वाकई
तो यही Vimal, we'll have one with Srividya now. Does that work? And then we'll come back to you, Vimal.
Yeah. बिल्कुल.
Does that work?
Yeah. बिल्कुल.
Srividya.
Please, Srividya.
So I'll do the drill. Srividya Shivakumar, great to have you here. On a personal note, your audio is unmuted, right?
No.
Yeah.
Hi.
So Srividya is also somebody I met through Poetly, and I'm glad that I did, and that this is happening. I'll just read out a short extract from the commentary on one of your poems. Just by the way, people who are here, poems written by all three poets who are featured on this first half have been shared on Poetly, and they have their individual profiles as well. So you can, after this, during this, before, you can check out their poetry and meet their poems. Srividya's gaze is steady. Her metaphorical ingenuity hovers with the ease of intuition, floats gently on the surface of the imagination with the coyness of visions of first love, or the serrated edge of dark irony, resistance, and critique. Hers is a no-nonsense approach to a reality that would be disappointed with anything but the brusqueness of pragmatism. Poet, columnist, and speaker Dr. Srividya Shivakumar has been a teacher trainer for 21 years and has published 2 collections of poetry. Her second book, the critically acclaimed The Heart is an Attic, was published by Havakal Publishers, Kolkata in March 2018. The book debuted as the #1 new release in Indian literature on Amazon. Srividya's poem Bamboo was nominated for the Best of the Net anthology in 2018. Over to you, Sri.
Thank you so much, Ajinkya. I agree with what Raju says. You should have a separate category where you share your commentaries and critiques about poets' work, because what you've written about my work has created a completely new facet of my writing, and I'm really thankful to you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. And I'm actually honored to be considered to be part of the first anniversary of Poetly. I'm also honored to be reading along with Vimal and with Raju. What Raju said about the Kamala Das poem is a perfect way for me to begin my entry into this evening. And I wanted to start with, I'm sorry, my computer's here, so if I'm veering off from your camera, it's because I'm reading. I wanted to start with a poem that is a reflection of how I think about the times that we live in. We are often blessed with bodies, not so much with hearts and souls. So I wrote this poem, which I titled with a word that is used to describe an approximately equal area world map projection invented by a Japanese architect called Hajime Narukawa in 1999. This poem is called Orthograph. You know 15 of the 48 moles that map my body. You know the folds at my waist, the arch of my feet, and my toe rings. You are aware of every breath I take when we are. You sense a change, even the slightest, and can perhaps smell the desire I feel in my skin. Your body carries a perfume that only you know of, and that exists only for you. Your tongue knows of the deep shadow of my navel. You have tasted wine and chocolate and salt there. My arms have held you as you shuddered above me. You felt their softness and their strength. You know my hair and my ears and my nose. You say that you see yourself in my eyes, your mother in my eyes, home in my eyes. My lips are magic, and you cannot stop marveling at their shape, their taste, their touch. You know every hair. You know the taste that clings to them, earthy and musky and strong. Your fingers have traced my insides, left their mark in the very marrow of my bones. Your body knows the heat of mine. Does it know my heart? Thank you. Jin, can I read another poem or shall I come back?
No, you can read. This was lovely.
वाह
Thank
वाह, क्या बात है, वाह.
Thank you very much. Thank
Yeah, you can read another one.
I'm reading a poem which is a reflection of the selective outrage that we feel today, especially after what Vimal spoke about. I feel this poem will be apt for the evening. This one is called Valentine's Day, and after the poem, I'll explain why I chose this as a title as well. Sorrow is a spectator sport. Those in the know this to be true. It's what you do when a friend calls crying. You sip on coffee, discreetly bite into cake, and half listen. It's that bottle of cola and a twisted single-use straw that quenches your absent thirst as you wait to glance at bullet holes and stare at the women while waiting. Yes, sorrow is a spectator sport. It's posing arms akimbo on a railway line that leads to human skin purse and lampshade. It dips its toes in reflecting pools made in cratered earth. It admires the gold on granite at Namgyal Shoten, but overlooks 2,420 names. It is dressed in designer threads as it poses, anorexic leg jutting out of bright red in the river roads of Patna. Sorrow is a photo opportunity. It is insta-cool and YOLO-ness. It is gawking at the crystal pathway that accompanies the blood-spilled saffron sari. It is a tick mark on a tourist itinerary. Sorrow and spectators close their eyes. In Kira Vanmani, in Morichapi, in Nelly, in Hond Chillar, in Bij Bahara, in Ramabai, in Amarnath, in Pathankot, and in my city. Who else, after all, but a discerning audience to assign weight and value to tears and tragedy? Valentine's Day. I chose this title because in 1998 on Feb 14th, we had bombs go off in Coimbatore, the Coimbatore bomb blast. There were 12 bomb attacks in 11 places, 200 people were injured and 58 people died. But when it comes to focusing on blasts, my city is not really in the reckoning, which is probably a good thing. I'll stop with these two poems if that's okay. Jin, I can always read more, but I'm taking my lead from you. You tell me.
Yeah. So we'll go back to Vimal now, and then we'll we'll do another round. That sounds great. Thank you, Shri, very much. It's really great, and it's great to hear you reading poetry.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Yeah. Vimal bhai.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, बहुत कमाल पोएम. सो ये कविता है जो बालाघाट इसका टाइटल है, और ये बालाघाट जो है मध्य प्रदेश में एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट है जहाँ पर मैं पैदा हुआ पला बड़ा. तो ये बालाघाट उसका एक तरह से स्केच है, या उसका मंजर है, या उसका चेहरा है, तो उसका नक्शा है, ऐसा कह सकते हैं, जो मेरी नज़र से लगता है. बालाघाट कान्हा किसली नेशनल पार्क के बहुत पास में है, चारों तरफ जंगलों से घिरा हुआ है, और ज्यादातर दलित और आदिवासी बहुल एरिया माना जाता है. मैं जहां खड़ा हूं वहां से कान्हा किसली के जंगलों में तुम्हारी सांसें घुस सकती है. मैं जहां खड़ा हूं वहां से कान्हा किसली के जंगलों में तुम्हारी सांसें घुस सकती है, और उन आदिम दरख्तों की महक से टकरा सकती है जो घनी बारिश में भीग रहे. मैं जहां खड़ा हूं वहां से कान्हा किसली के जंगल में तुम्हारी सांसें घुस सकती है, और उन आदिम दरख्तों की महक से टकरा सकती है जो घनी बारिश में भीग रहे हैं. आज फिर नहीं आए, नदी में पूर आ गया होगा और टोंडिया नाले के ऊपर से पानी बह रहा होगा. दूध वाले आज फिर नहीं आए, नदी में पूर आ गया होगा और टोंडिया नाले के ऊपर से पानी बह रहा होगा. लकड़ियां बेचने वाली कम उम्र की लड़कियां अब दूर वाले दूसरे रास्ते से नदी पार करेगी, और फिर पुलिया के पास में खड़ा कतरू उनसे मोलभाव करेगा, पर खरीदेगा कुछ भी नहीं. लकड़ियां बेचने वाली कम उम्र की लड़कियां अब दूर वाले दूसरे रास्ते से नदी पार करेगी और फिर पुलिया के पास में खड़ा कतरू उनसे मोलभाव करेगा पर खरीदेगा कुछ भी नहीं। मैं बालाघाट से बोल रहा हूँ। कोष्टियों की लड़कियां बैल बाजार से गोबर लेकर लौट चुकी है। सेवंती ने जो चूल्हा सुखाने रखा था गिल गया है। हाँ, मैं बालाघाट से बोल रहा हूँ। कोष्टियों की लड़कियां बैल बाजार से गोबर लेकर लौट चुकी है। सेवंती ने जो चूल्हा बनाकर सुखाने रखा था गिल गया है। सुबह हो चुकी है। बीड़ी बनाने वाली औरतों ने अब तक 200 बीड़ियां बांध दी होंगी। सुबह हो चुकी है और बीड़ी बनाने वाली औरतों ने अब तक 200 बीड़ियां बांध दी होगी। तो बीड़ी बनाने की विधि पता है? नहीं। तुम तो संगीतकार हो। तुम तेंदु पत्ता काटती औरतों की कैंचियों में भी कोई ताल ढूंढ लोगे। उंगली कट जाए तो क्या लगाते हैं पता है? कत्था।
क्या बात है यार, क्या बात।
सुबह हो चुकी है। बीड़ी बनाने वाली औरतों ने अब तक 200 बीड़ियां बांध दी होगी। बीड़ी बनाने की विधि पता है? नहीं। तुम तो संगीतकार हो। तुम तेंदु पत्ता काटती औरतों की कैंचियों में भी कोई ताल ढूंढ लोगे। उंगली कट जाए तो क्या लगाते हैं पता है? कत्था, जिसके बिना पान अधूरा है। मजदूर बीड़ी पीकर थूकता है, उसके मुंह में आ जाता है मिट्टी के तेल की जली चिमनी का स्वाद। वही मिट्टी के तेल की चिमनी जो मेरी माँ भूमसारे उठ के जलाती थी। मजदूर बीड़ी पीकर थूकता है, उसके मुंह में आ जाता है मिट्टी के तेल की जली चिमनी का स्वाद। वही मिट्टी के तेल की चिमनी जो मेरी माँ भूमसारे उठ के जलाती थी। चिमनी तब भी जल रही होती थी जब हम सोने जाते थे। हमको मूतने उठाती थी माँ और जलती रहती थी चिमनी। क्योंकि सुबह तक 1000 बीड़ी पटाना होता था घेराव ठेकेदार को, जिसकी पढ़ी लिखी लड़कियों ने डाला था खौलता हुआ पानी मेरी बहन पर होली खेलने के बहाने। जब से घुड़न की जवान बेटी अपने बदन पर मिट्टी का तेल डालकर मरी थी, घुड़न की बाड़ी के करेले कोई नहीं खाता था। मुंद्रुका कहती थी कि करेले से मिट्टी के तेल की बू आती। जब से घुड़न की जवान बेटी अपने बदन पर मिट्टी का तेल डालकर मरी थी, घुड़न की बाड़ी के करेले कोई नहीं खाता था। मुंद्रुका कहती थी कि करेले से मिट्टी के तेल की बू आती है। तुम बीड़ी न भी पियो तो भी ये तय है तुम बीड़ी न भी पियो तो भी ये तय है कि तुम्हारे बच्चे जब पहला रोना रोएंगे तो उनके आंसुओं से आएगी मिट्टी के तेल की बास। क्योंकि तुम्हारे बाप दादाओं ने धुएं के खूब छल्ले उड़ाए हैं। ये छल्ले इतिहास के पन्नों पे दर्ज नहीं है, क्योंकि जब तक कोई कलम उठाकर लिखने जाता ये छल्ले हवा में गुम हो जाते और रह जाती सिर्फ हवा जो लिखी जाती रही है और पढ़ी जाती रही।
क्या बात है, क्या बात है विमल। बहुत बढ़िया। एक विमल, मैं I'll just read जो लिखा है किसी ने. I mean, this probably saying it better than me. Vimalesh, having grown up in a village, I can almost smell what you are saying.
Wow.
Sorry, somebody else has written very nicely about. Sorry, my grasp of Hindi is rather weak. Even so, the feeling behind your words comes across through the screen. Cyrus says this was fantastic. बहुत बढ़िया यार. ये भी एक चीज है कि how we listen to poetry from a language we don't understand. I thought about it, and मतलब it's like music. You can at least hear the sound of the words and उसके पीछे क्या the emotion I think comes out. You can feel it. Yeah. Tushara says.
बिल्कुल.
Vidya says, Vimal, I am able to see the intergenerational suffering being addressed in your work. Very thoughtful.
वाह वाह, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, बहुत बहुत.
Yeah. Shri, I think there were a few comments as well. I think you might have responded to them. I'll just try and pick up a couple of them. I'm just going back. Tushara says, wow, and she quotes a perfume that exists only for you. Your love for the subject of the poem came across so beautifully in your endless description. On the second poem, the anger is palpable once again through all the detailing and choice of words. So hard-hitting, that was so beautiful. Many have commented about the flourish at the ending. The last line. And yeah, I'm in awe of poets who can pull that off beautifully. That last line, almost like the Shakespearean couplet of old. But yeah, I mean, so thank you for that. Yeah, Vimal, आप एक और पढ़ोगे कि we can go on whatever.
Oh, whatever, जो भी आप चाहो. मैं एक पढ़ सकता हूँ या हम वापस भी लौट के पढ़ सकते हैं.
एक और पढ़ लीजिए.
Okay. So yeah. So ये थोड़ी सी अलग है मतलब बाकी पोएम से. और तो बेसिकली एक छोटी सी स्टोरी है, कहानी है छोटी सी. और ये इसका टाइटल है लालू. जो मुझे बहुत करीब है मेरे दिल के और मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है। और ये जो उर्दू पोइट्री का एक फॉर्म है नज्म, उसमें बांधी गई है, पाबंद नज्म है। सो ये एक तरह से रियल इंसिडेंट पर भी है, ये हुआ था मेरे साथ। तो लालू है, वो एक दिन मुझे ट्रेन में मिल गया, एक भरी टोकरी उसके हाथों में थे उसमें समोसे और आलू बड़े। वो एक दिन मुझे ट्रेन में मिल गया, एक भरी टोकरी उसके हाथों में थे उसमें समोसे और आलू बड़े। कोई आलू बड़े, कोई आलू बड़े, वो ये चिल्ला रहा था, नजर पड़ गई। वो एक दिन मुझे ट्रेन में मिल गया, एक भरी टोकरी उसके हाथों में थी जिसमें समोसे और आलू बड़े। कोई आलू बड़े, कोई आलू बड़े, वो ये चिल्ला रहा था, नजर पड़ गई। हंसने लगा, मुस्कुराने लगा, पास आया मेरे और कहने लगा। हंसने लगा, मुस्कुराने लगा, पास आया मेरे और कहने लगा, कैसा रे लालू रे, कैसा रे तू, बड़े दिन हुए तेको देखा नहीं, कैसी है आई और कैसा है तू। हंसने लगा, मुस्कुराने लगा, पास आया मेरे और कहने लगा, कैसा रे लालू रे, कैसा रे तू, बड़े दिन हुए तेको देखा नहीं, कैसी है आई और कैसा है तू, किधर जा रहा तू, अलग दिख रहा। उसने बोला कि दौलत को कैंसर हुआ और अचानक सुना कि वो मर गया। उसने बोला कि दौलत को कैंसर हुआ और अचानक सुना कि वो मर गया। मुझको मालूम था पर मैं सुनता रहा, एक भरी ट्रेन थी, डिब्बा जनरल का था। और अपनी सुना लालू अपनी बता, दाढ़ी क्यों रखने लगा है बे तू, दाढ़ी में लालू तू लगता नहीं। और अपनी सुना लालू अपनी बता, दाढ़ी क्यों रखने लगा है बे तू, दाढ़ी में लालू तू लगता नहीं। मुझसे पूछा मगर खुद ही कहने लगा, मैं तो आया इधर और यहीं बस गया, मैंने शादी करी, एक बच्चा भी है। मैं तो आया इधर और यहीं बस गया, मैंने शादी करी, एक बच्चा भी है। ये स्टेशन के बाहर एक तालाब है, उस किनारे चलो तो बड़ी दूर तक छोटी लाइन की है एक पटरी बनी। स्टेशन के बाहर एक तालाब है, उस किनारे चलो तो बड़ी दूर तक छोटी लाइन की है एक पटरी बनी। चांदा पोरट कने रास्ता जाता था ये, रेल अब तो इधर कोई जाती नहीं, खाली पटरी है बस। रेल अब तो इधर कोई जाती नहीं, खाली पटरी है बस। पटरी पटरी चलो तो फिर ये हाथ पर नीले नीले मकाम पर मिलेंगे तुझे। खाली पटरी है बस, पटरी पटरी चलो तो फिर ये हाथ पर नीले नीले मकापन मिलेंगे तुझे। सिंगल टोली बुलाते हैं सब लोग तो, कदी ये ना रे तू अपनी बस्ती है वो, कदी ये ना रे तू अपनी बस्ती है वो, सब अपन लोग है। कदी ये ना रे तू अपनी बस्ती है वो, सब अपन लोग है। कब भी आना तो तू, कब भी आना उधर, कब भी आना तो तू, कब भी आना उधर। तू तो आकर वहां पूछ लेना कभिच, नाम अपना सभी जानते हैं इधर। कब भी आना तो तू, कब भी आना इधर, तू तो आकर वहां पूछ लेना कभिच, नाम अपना सभी जानते हैं इधर। मैं भी कहने लगा, मैंने पूछा उसे, तू तो सरावन की होटल में था, तू तो सरावन का ही खास था, तू क्यों अचानक से गायब हुआ। तेरे जाने के बाद कितनी बातें हुई, तूने ऐसा किया, तूने वैसा किया, तूने चोरी करी और फिर भाग गया। सरावन तो चुप था और चुप ही रहा, लोग कहते रहे, बात होती रही। काट कर फिर मुझे वो ही कहने लगा, सच है रे लालू, सच कहता है तू, वो सरावन मेरा था तो मालिक मगर, बाप जैसा था वो, बाप ही था मेरा। काट कर मुझे फिर वो ही फिर उसने कहा, सच है रे लालू, सच कहता है तू, वो सरावन मेरा था तो मालिक मगर, बाप जैसा था वो, बाप ही था मेरा। पूरी होटल मुझे सौंप देता था वो, सबको लगता था सरवंत दामाद हूँ। वो डांटे, वो मारे, वो जैसा भी था, खाना पीना कभी उसने रोका नहीं। अब कहूं तुझसे क्या क्या बताऊं मैं बे, था जब से सरावन का बेटा मरा, जी मचलता रहा, जी मचलता रहा। अब कहूं तुझसे क्या क्या बताऊं मैं बे, था जब से सरावन का बेटा मरा, जी मचलता रहा, जी मचलता रहा। एक रात मैं उठा और वो चुप हो गया, और वो चुप हो गया। एक वक्फे के बाद मेरे हाथों में उसने समोसे दिए, एक वक्फे के बाद मेरे हाथों में उसने समोसे दिए, जैसे किसी ने वो बोसे दिए। एक वक्फे के बाद मेरे हाथों में उसने समोसे दिए, जैसे किसी ने वो बोसे दिए। बात वहीं की वहीं रह गई दोस्तों, ट्रेन चलती चलती रही दोस्तों, कोई आलू बड़े, कोई आलू बड़े, वो एक कहता हुआ।
क्या बात है, क्या बात है भैया, क्या बात है यार विमल। मैं तो दूसरी बार सुन रहा हूँ ये कविता, मुझे तो बहुत पसंद आई। I just want to, I mean, people have heard it, but I love the way Vimal uses dialects and languages in the dialogue through the poem. उसमें बम्बैया भी है, मराठी भी है, रूरल महाराष्ट्र के अलग अलग हिस्सों से शब्द आ रहे हैं. क्या बात है यार, बहुत ही बढ़िया. And the metaphors, of course, I mean, it's unbelievable. I love the way he also जैसे बांधते हो तुम स्टोरी को एक पोएम में, पूरा दृश्य आ जाता है, एक मंजर जैसा हो जाता है. Anyway, मेरी हिंदी तो बम्बैया हिंदी है, तो मतलब it might be inadequate to describe the poem. But yeah, there are a lot of people, like people are writing in. I think you can read, Vimal. I'll let me just pick up a couple. Somebody's doing the fact that their understanding of Hindi is rudimentary, and they're saying that your word sounds lyrical. Kya baat hai, wah wah wah. I think by the end of the session, we'll have a 5-minute sort of where people can openly use their audio to respond and sab saath mein kar sakte. You have captured, Vimal, you have captured a tale so beautifully.
Yeah.
The poem came out like a story. Love the story weaved as a poem, Vimal. So yeah, Raju Tai, would you like to read, and then we can maybe
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the next poem is for all the women in the space, and if I can dare to say this, this is also dedicated to their underwear. So this poem is dedicated to all the women here and all your hardworking underwear. Okay, so the title of the poem is Miss Ria's New White. She walked all day with an oasis in her new white underwear. It was her first white, the first light color she braved after wearing hues of the night, round parachute, for safe landing on the single bed. Even Sky can afford a hole or two. Even Sky can afford a hole or two, but not her underwear. No, it has elastics woven tight into speed breakers of good blood flow. She wore it like it was bulletproof, forgetting the bullets were snug inside. Old underwear, like retired army men, rest behind sari sacks. And those just washed kiss the sun. And sometimes like pigeons, they fly away. They know why the new white has a moist heart. They know why the new white has a moist heart. It's because Miss Ria has a new crush.
क्या बात है, वाह, बहुत cool यार. Raju, we'll have one more poem from you, and yeah, the other poets or people can respond. Yeah, Tushara says sometimes like pigeons they fly away. Snap, snap, snap. Bold poetry indeed. क्या बात है. Actually, you've given all the women a new fantasy, a white underwear. Arti says that was hilarious and relatable. Love it. तो आते यार, बहुत बढ़िया यार. I love the visual element in your writing, of course. Can we have would you like to read another one?
Yeah. I would like to read a poem that has been read before, but I think we all can share something in the poem together. So this poem is called Coke Studio Pakistan. It's a 10-year-old love affair, and I feel like it's a shared love affair. Like I feel like many of you might also have had this relationship with these songs. Okay. Coke Studio Pakistan. HD Mehfil, sponsored by an MNC. HD Mehfil, sponsored by an MNC. Ears asked to share music with eyes like well-behaved siblings. With my cross-border subscription, I turned west to the sound of a nation I was programmed to hate. Over 10 years, I ripened with desire for Ali Noor and Ali Hamza, Ali Zafar and Ali Sethi. Over 10 years, I ripened with desire for Ali Noor and Ali Hamza, Ali Zafar and Ali Sethi, penetrated by honey roasted voices of forbidden men. I turned woman. The red stain behind my ear, that's Misha Shafi's lipstick. The red stain behind my ear, that's Misha Shafi's lipstick. It is she who proposed in affairs with me that Dash means forest, Saraf means mirage, Ufak means horizon. I turned traveler. Artist suggested with the saccharine sincerity of a Sufi child. आओ मदीने चले आओ मदीने चले इसी महीने चले आओ मदीने चले. And I packed my bags at one. Half expecting to bump into Momina Mustasar at Karachi Bazaar.
क्या बात है यार. So this is amazing. It's a lovely poem. I particularly like poems that reference popular culture in this way and speak about these things so intimately. I think there will be many people. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're already saying Misha Shafi's lipstick. Yeah, so that's the sensual in the poetry. This was actually, I think, one of the first early poems that we shared on. Yeah, it's the third poem that I shared on poetry, and yeah, glad to have curated that.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah, my fantasy is to sing Longa Vacha like Urtalemba.
Yeah.
Says Pooja. Yeah, we are familiar with many of these names and bahut badhiya. Thank you so much, Raju. That was lovely. We'll now, Srividya, would you like to read a poem?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm reading this poem because Ajinkya got a kick out of it when I shared it with him, and he said, this will go so beautifully with Raju's poem. He kind of sold it really hard to me, not that I needed any selling. But I love this, I love the person I've written this poem about, so I wanted to share this with you. But Raju, you and Vimal are such tough acts to follow, but I'm reading a poem that I liked. This one is called I Want to be Vijay Sethupathi. For people who know me, I have a little bit of love for this man, and
yes.
Oh my God, yes.
No one else wants to be Vijay Sethupathi. Please get in line. And I watched him in this show called 100 Greatest Performances of the Decade with Anupama Chopra, and he's with all these really big stars, and I was mesmerized. In fact, I fast forwarded most of what the others were talking because I'm like, please keep quiet. I want to focus on him. So I wrote a poem after I watched that show, and I wanted to share it with you. I want to be Vijay Sethupathi. I want to be as unaffected as him, sauntering into the foyer of a high-end house with hair flopping on the face, settling myself into a sofa in red shoes and an old pair of jeans with a shirt that gapes open at the buttons. As the others sit perched on the edge of their uncomfortable chairs like angry women confronting girlfriends and trying hard to show disdain, sipping from over-large mugs in strangely small hands, all 10 fingers wrapped around tight to illustrate vulnerability, but also that killer manicure, in dresses that show off Instagram feeds with a look that's too much makeup and some unwashed hair, while the men wear between an easy Deccani drawl and the shyster shy smile of lapping up compliments about being the one to being too superstar to expressing opinions in maven fashion. And both groups speak of their craft and their process and how they choose and how things have changed and what their Miss Universe dream of using their power is. While I, being him, just watch, not pretend to laugh at jokes that are in a language I don't follow, speak my few words with an enduring earnestness that says more than anybody else with their take me seriously vibe. But try as I might, I cannot replicate that smile, those eyes, and that ease of being you, being true. I want to be Vijay Sethupathi. Thanks.
बहुत बढ़िया, lovely. I love this poem, and I'm also a big fan of. I think there are about 90% of the people over here.
Yes, no, everyone is, and he's such a fan.
And you captured that. I remember that that video that you're talking about, that interaction, and I mean, yeah, I mean, he stood apart.
He did.
That's it.
I just
So-
want to say something. Should I?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
Raju?
Yeah, no, I just want to say that, it's such a relief when a poet, does not dismiss something in the popular culture as subject worthy of poetry.
Wow.
And I think all of us must have felt that vulnerability and that dignity with which he was a part of that interview. And all of us felt awkward on his behalf, as well as amazed by the confidence that he still managed to show. And you stayed with that feeling and you wrote it down and you showed us that, poetry can be these things. So I just wanted to gush a little. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Raju. I truly enjoyed the gushing. In fact, Raju, like your underwear poem, I have a bra poem, but it's a little serious, so the mood is totally different. But the moment I started reading it, I was like, I want to read this poem, but I think I'll move on and read something else. I noticed a comment that said that humor is difficult to do in poetry, and I agree with you on that. So I'll read, I'm changing what I wanted to read, but I'll read this one poem. I'm sorry. Oh, shucks. I hate being, okay. This poem is called, where I'm looking at my own book and I cannot find the poem that I want to. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll read something else that I can't find. So this poem is called Magic Lamp. The devotee is dressed in black like me. Perhaps that's why he turns to take a leisurely look at us. We walk past, but his eyes bore holes that make our clothes seem to flee. Each day the devotee stops and prays. His devotion to God does not extend to the road that carries his refuse and his hogwash. The devotee smokes, God looks after his lungs. He drinks, God looks after his liver. He stares, God gives him good intentions and noble thoughts. The devotee does not pick up his garbage. God sends him a national cleanliness campaign. That's it.
Kya baat hai. There are, yeah. Great. So we'll just do, I can't see the chats, but I think, yeah.
Yes, I
What a way to end it again. Yeah. This, I really like this in good poetry when the end just changes everything. And I admire this in your writing as well, Shri. I like your directness and the intensity a lot. I mean, I've said that in the introduction, but yeah, thank you again. Claps, yeah, feedback, whatever, not feedback, but praise is coming on chats. We'll just do one last round, and does that work with all three of you? We'll do one last round of the three poets. After that, so for everybody who's here, after this round, this will mark the end of the first part of the session. We'll have a short break after that, and then we have an open session where there are 6 to 7 poets who will be reading a poem each. So please stay for that as well. Right now we'll do just one more round of 3 poets, and maybe we can close then. Vimal, does it sound good?
Yeah. बिल्कुल.
Yeah, आप शुरुआत कर लीजिए.
So एक दोस्त ने फरमाइश की कि मैं ख्वाब पढूं.
हाँ, मुझे भी करनी थी. वो भी पढ़ना. और एक, हाँ ठीक है, पढ़िए.
तो ख्वाब मैं पढ़ता हूँ. जख्म खुर्दा हाथों में, लहूलुहान सीनों में, इनकलाब जिंदा है. जख्म खुर्दा हाथों में, लहूलुहान सीनों में, इनकलाब जिंदा है. आंखें गर ये चुभती है, आंखें फोड़ डालोगे, पर जो ख्वाब जिंदा है उसका क्या करोगे बे, उससे क्या लड़ोगे बे. जख्म खुर्दा हाथों में, लहूलुहान सीनों में, इनकलाब जिंदा है. आंखें गर ये चुभती है, आंखें फोड़ डालोगे, पर जो ख्वाब जिंदा है उसका क्या करोगे बे, उससे क्या लड़ोगे बे. हाथ तुमने देखे हैं, हाथ वो चमारों के, हाथ वो महारों के, रोज मैला ढोते हैं, गंदगी उठाते हैं. कंजरों को देखा है, उनकी आंखें देखी है, उनमें ख्वाब देखा है. हाथ तुमने देखे हैं, हाथ वो चमारों के, हाथ वो महारों के, रोज मैला ढोते हैं, गंदगी उठाते हैं। कंजरों को देखा है, उनकी आंखें देखी है, उनमें ख्वाब देखा है। अपने सुर्ख गालों में तुम लपक के सोते हो, तब ये हाथ जगते हैं, तब ये हाथ उठते हैं, गम के कारखानों में खड़खड़ा के चलते हैं। अपने सुर्ख गालों में तुम लपक के सोते हो, तब ये हाथ जगते हैं, तब ये हाथ उठते हैं, गम के कारखानों में खड़खड़ा के चलते हैं। मौसकीन मिट्टी की धाड़ धाड़ बजते हैं, मुर्दा घर में लाशों को धो के डोम जाते हैं। उनकी भारी आंखों में तब जो ख्वाब बजता है, उस पर क्या करोगे बे?
क्या
उससे क्या लड़ोगे बे? हाथ में कलम है तो, वक्त का अलम है तो, दिल में ताब जिंदा है। आजाद जिसमें लिखा था वो किताब जिंदा है, ख्वाब तब भी जिंदा थे, अब भी ख्वाब जिंदा है। हाथ में कलम है तो, वक्त का अलम है तो, दिल में ताब जिंदा है। आजाद जिसमें लिखा था वो किताब जिंदा है, ख्वाब तब भी जिंदा थे, अब भी ख्वाब जिंदा है। सुन बे ओ कसाई सुन, तू है बड़ा लड़ैया, तुझको ये बता दूं मैं कि ख्वाब कैसा होता है। सुन बे ओ कसाई सुन, तू है बड़ा लड़ैया, तुझको ये बता दूं मैं कि ख्वाब कैसा होता है। ख्वाब तेरा होता है, ख्वाब मेरा होता है, ख्वाब बुनना होता है, उसमें बसना होता है, उसको बोया जाता है, और उसके हाथों में लाठियां नहीं होती। ख्वाब तेरा होता है, ख्वाब मेरा होता है, ख्वाब बुनना होता है, उसको उसमें बसना होता है, उसको बोया जाता है, और उसके हाथों में लाठियां नहीं होती। लाठियों के बदले में उनमें खून होता है, इनकलाबी मस्ती में, और वो खून महकता है, खम बखम लरजता है। ख्वाब को लड़ते देखा है, ख्वाब लड़ते बढ़ते नहीं। ख्वाब को लड़ते देखा है, ख्वाब लड़ते बढ़ते नहीं। और जो नहीं लड़ते उससे जीत जाओगे, उसका क्या करोगे बे? उससे क्या लड़ोगे?
क्या बात है, क्या बात है, ये तो yeah. So the introduction was a response to this poem as well when I introduced
Wow.
this. But it's, I mean, it's unbelievable. Thank you, Vimal, for that. I mean, this is on
बहुत
YouTube. This is
शुक्रिया,
on
बहुत बहुत
Poetly.
शुक्रिया भाई।
This is on Poetly as well, and this is on YouTube. Please revisit it. We have, I think, many of us have revisited it time again, this poem, and I think it speaks a lot to the times we live in. There's a lot happening, and there are references peppered across the poem that talking about what's happening in the country. And yeah,
बिल्कुल।
हाँ,
एक बहुत ही छोटी सी एक पोएम है, तो मैं वो पढ़ देता हूँ। 2-3 लाइन की ही है।
हाँ,
तो इसमें 2 वर्ड है, 2 शब्द है। एक है मक्तल, जहाँ लोगों को काटा जाता है, कत्लगाह भी कह सकते हैं उसे। और एक सिम्त है, मतलब तरफ, टुवर्ड्स। तो बहुत छोटी सी पोएम है, जो मुझे लगता है मैंने काफी पहले लिखी थी, पर मुझे लगता है कि हर वक्त के लिए कहीं ना कहीं ये वक्त आ ही जाता है बार बार। तो मक्तल में जहां लोगों को काटा जाता है, सिम्त मतलब तरफ। पानी मर रहा है और मछलियों की हजारों आंखें मक्तल की सिम्त दौड़ पड़ी है। पानी मर रहा है और मछलियों की हजारों आंखें मक्तल की सिम्त दौड़ पड़ी है। उनकी यकीन में नहीं कि पानी अकेले भी मर सकता है।
क्या
तो
बात
ये इतनी है पोएम में। सो हाँ, I'm done.
Thank you so much. Thank you. क्या बात है यार वो to your reading. Thank you so much for reading for Poetly, and I'm really happy to have you here, Vimal. I'm happy that I met you through Poetly also. तो
बहुत 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 खुशी हो रही है, बहुत ज्यादा खुशी हो रही है कि एक तो चीज है कि 2-3 अलग सोच समझ, लैंग्वेज और उनके लोगों के साथ पढ़ना और इस मिक्स करना, इसको ये कितना जरूरी, कितना अहम है, ये मैं मतलब शब्द में नहीं गिला सकता। और उससे और भी एक और ज्यादा खुशी है कि हम ऑनलाइन पढ़ रहे हैं और इतने ज्यादा लोग सुन रहे हैं इतनी सीरियस पोएट्री को। ये मतलब ख्वाब जैसा है अपने आप में, ख्वाब जैसा है, ड्रीम है। ऐसा लग रहा है कि इतने सीरियसली कमेंट कर रहे हैं लोग, इतने सीरियसली सुन रहे हैं यार। बहुत 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 अच्छी बात, इमोशनल फॉर मी।
Thank you very much. Thank you, Vimal. And I hope कि ये कारवां चलती रहे, that you are part of other events as well that we have. And yeah. Abhi, Raju, would you like to read? And then we can move to Srividya?
I have done actually. Like,
Can I
if there is anything you remember?
फरमाइश
Yeah.
न्यू लैंग्वेज पढ़ लेना.
हाँ वही. फिर से.
न्यू लैंग्वेज.
Okay.
न्यू लैंग्वेज पढ़ा नहीं यहाँ पे तो नहीं पढ़ा.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute if possible.
There is another farmaish also for you, so you can choose maps. Raju, somebody's asked.
बाप रे, ये तो काफी पोएम है यार. याद भी नहीं था मुझे.
Raju, do you want to do? I can ask Srividya to read now while you find.
Yeah.
Does that work, Srividya? Could you read now? Does it work?
Yes.
Yeah. Then do I do 2 small poems or just a poem? Tell me how much time, and then I'll accordingly choose.
5 to 7 minutes.
So I'll do 1 poem. This poem is called Bromidink. I think when we talk about parting from a lover, it's not an unusual theme. I think enough and more has been said about it and written about it. And yet, as poets, we are unable to move away from that topic. So I wrote a poem called Bromidink. I talk about you like you are still in my life. Like you're walking along in the morning and you cross my house, and when you see me in the garden being a poet, you ask me for a cup of black coffee. Like you're swimming against a placid river and spy me sitting on a water-drenched rock, drying off from a spin in a whirlpool, and you ask me how to broil a fish. Like you're at an old bookstore and are sneezing because of the vanillin and see me deeply inhale from a book about Judas and ask me for a recommendation. Like you're signing off on some important papers and I'm sitting at the other end of the table, scribbling away, and you ask me for a few words you can use. Like you're harvesting paddy in your field, scarf deep in water, brushing past iridescent snakes, and you see me trying hard to stay on the not enough pathway, and you ask me for a palmyra leaf. Like you're waiting at a traffic signal, annoyed as always, and notice me next to you, waving to get your attention, and you ask me where I'm going to. Like you're in my house, stalking about, draped on the sofa, looking at me walking away, and you ask me for some more sugar. Yes, I speak about you like we talk every day, like we meet every day, like we are in love every day. Little do they know that it's been a long time and that I'm slowly forgetting the touch of your hand and the look in your eyes. Thank you.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely. Shri, would you like to read one more?
I'll be honored to. Thank you.
Farmaish, or you have something?
I thought I'll read the poem you told me to read, Hirayat, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hirayat is good.
So this is a poem I've read many times, but when I was asking Ajinkya what to read, he mentioned this. So I'd like to read this poem called Hirayat. One night we're sitting at dinner. The table is plain, the crockery is white, the glasses are burgundy, the water is drunk. Over a frugal meal of rice and lentils, he tells me the same old story of lush rice fields and his mother's eyes. We sleep satiated in more than one way. The next morning, my hand reaches across the cheesecloth sheet and clutches air. He is gone, and I am alone. All day I wander in the garden where the bees are drunk on promise and the flowers blush with possessiveness. I talk to your beloved roses, but they are aware that I do not care too much for them, not like you do. I am the only woman whom you will allow the roses to adorn. Wrapped in my hair, spread on the bed, sprinkled on my pathway. The ducks come looking for you, missing your shouts and hearty hey-ho's. The cat wanders by and climbs into my ample lap, preferring my flesh to your bones. The dog is faithful as always, but I can tell he wonders about you. At night, I set out a single placemat. It's made out of rushes and is yellow and brown. I use my fancy china, the one you find pretentious, and my glass has rosé. I can't bear rice. It is stone fruit and chocolate and rose cookies. I have the radio on. Around me, the darkness is a breathing person. I shall do this every day, and one day my fingers will reach out, and there you will be with your repentant mouth and sad eyes. We will go back to the before ways. Till the next time. Till the next time, my love, when the world and I are too much for your solitude. Thank
Yeah.
you
क्या बात
so much. Thank you.
वाह
Thank you, Ajinkya. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri, for being part of this. एक साल हो गया Poetly का. It's great to have you as part of this event, Shri. And once again, like I hope we can have many more such. And yeah, I'm sure I'd love for you to be part of this
I
event.
will.
And yeah, so just one thing for everybody who's here, please. Sri Vidya's poems are on, I think a couple of them are on Poetly, they're on YouTube, they're at various spaces. Write in if you want to. Her book is also available. So yeah, same with Vimal, his poems are, couple of his poems are up on Poetly, and the Khwab is on YouTube as well. And I think people can write in personally to you and or Poetly Vimal as well if they want to read your work, maybe, right? Also with Raju Tai, who you finish now. Raju, you can. Would you like to read?
New language. To latch on to a new language, we first figure how to swear in it. What about words for tamarind, tenderness, pickle, sunlight, stroke, clit, commit? What if I could say I should take a nap, or we should take a nap in this new language? I would nearly get done with the talking. If I could mouth words like Parayu, Soll, Irshad, Sang, Chip, Dasso, Bomla, I would nearly get done with the listening. I wonder if people who can operate editing softwares make love by subtitling their favorite films for their lovers. I worry next to none of us has savored the longest, fruitiest kiss in the world. The one between two people who are teaching each other new languages.
Thanks, Rajutai. I think the audio was a little off in this poem, but it's a lovely poem.
Oh, okay.
थोड़ा बीच में ये हो गया. Maybe what I can do, Rajutai, is your network अभी थोड़ा falter कर रहा है, and I'll just put a link to this poem as well of your on YouTube, and it's on Poetly.
Sure.
Share that on this thing on this chat. In just a few minutes. I just wanted to thank Rajutai for being a part of this of today's event. Thank you very much for agreeing to read, and it's an honor to have you always. And yeah, आगे तो we don't have a choice. You'll have to be a part of it. So, yeah.